Hello there folks. This quick video today is to show you how you can set up some options to turn off the display when not being used, and also how to use the DispBrightness and possibly the DispContrast functions in Crimson 3.0. First of all, I want to show you the easy way to make your display go off if nobody's using it, and that is to simply go over to the left hand side of Crimson and click on Pages up above here on the left hand side, and then go to the Global tab here. And on the Global tab, you see down here where it says Backlight Timeout? If I put a number in here, say 120 for instance, that means after 120 seconds, the actual display, I'll show you the display, this screen right here, completely will turn off. And the nice thing about that is, after 2 minutes of inactivity, nobody's touching it, nobody's doing anything with it, the screen will shut off, but all the functions, data log, everything else will continue to work in the background. And then to get the screen to come back to life, all the operator has to do is click somewhere on the screen, and that'll bring the screen back up, and then from that point they can continue to drive. There's also a function called DispBrightness over here on the right hand side of Crimson. Over here you can click on System in the right hand side, and if you expand the variables tree, you're going to see there's a function here called DispBrightness. Now normally I would have you right click on this and say Show Help Info. And as you see here, there's no help available for this particular item. However, if you just drag this on the screen like so, just to show you how this operates, I'll make it a little bigger, and then I'm going to make the font bigger like this, and I'm going to make this be a data entry button so that you can actually change it. This function here will let you dim the screen all the way down or at 100%. They're all turned on 100% brightness from the factory. So if I go ahead and download this to my screen, I'll go ahead and download to the HMI I have here, and I don't know if the web browser won't actually show that, but if I click here and put in, say, 50%, the web browser is not going to show it, but I can tell you that on the real screen I have in front of me, the screen gets very dim, all the way down to 0, which basically turns the whole thing off. The one thing you always want to remember, though, folks, when you're doing this, if somebody puts that at 0, you're not going to see anything on the screen. So you're going to want to make sure that you put like a button, like one of these buttons down here. I might want to make sure that it always gets back to 100%. So I'll actually, you can double click here, and you can go down here to where it says User Defined, and I'm going to, on the On Released, I'm going to hit the Edit button right here, which should bring up a little editor window here in a second. Give my PC a little bit of time. And you can take this value here and drag it out here like this, space, make it equal to 100, and then hit enter, and I'll save it. And now this button here, this soft key, is programmed such that if I was to hit it on the real screen, which I'll show you in a second, I hit this button, it turns it back to 100 and brings it all the way up. Now if you're using a G306M monochrome unit, on the monochrome units, you can do the same thing with the DispContrast, which will allow you to change the black and white contrast ratio to match more of what you're doing out in the direct sun if you're using the monochrome units. Now the monochrome unit, the G306M, is only supported in Crimson 2, so this function doesn't do anything in Crimson 3, but in Crimson 2 it will. So those are the two ways, or three methods at least, that you can do some functions with the brightness of the screen. Again, the first way is over here on the left, click on Pages, Backlight Timeout. I like to do this anyway, folks, just because if the screen's sitting there and nobody's actually using it for a period of time, I wouldn't mind putting in, say, 600 in here, so after 10 minutes of inactivity, the screen goes out. It's still working, but it's just dimmed. No sense leaving it on if nobody's actually using it. Certain situations, for instance, oil fields, this is a great idea to turn it off at night when nobody's looking at the thing. And then of course the DispBrightness function, in which case you can use that to dim the screen as well. So that's a quick method to show you how to use the DispBrightness to turn off the display or make it brighter, so forth. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.